In the next few minutes, I'll show you how our dance studio clients double their student enrollment in 60 days without added stress and without risk. Hi, my name is Mago, and I've been running successful studio programs since 1998. My studios do over $1.5 million annually with less than 3 hours of my own work every single week. I'm able to confidently say this is possible because not only have I done it, but I've worked with hundreds of studio owners who have similar numbers to share as well, and I'll share some of their stories with you. This works without discounting classes, without offering free trials, without posting on social media like a Kardashian, without spending 60 hours a week behind the desk, and without taking on any additional risk. Most studio owners don't even know that it's possible to reach these numbers, especially while living a life they want to lead. So let me share with you how effectively this can also work for you. Here are Jenny and Scott. Jenny opened a studio in a fairly rural area and was starting from literally zero when she started working with us. She ramped her studio up to a six-figure income in the first year and just opened her own $2.2 million studio that they built from the ground up. Here's my friend Sharika. She implemented what we teach to a T and very quickly, even though her studio is in an area that has some economic challenges. She's been able to double her studio space and is working to help her husband implement the strategies in his fitness offer as well. She's absolutely amazing. Emily runs a very professional studio in the Midwestern United States. She now has an amazing new studio space. She also has a staff that is compensated very well. Last time we chatted, we talked about how she's investing the profits she's making in some cool new strategies, including buying some Airbnbs for her family to stay in as they travel. And then there's Sarah. Sarah teaches something unique, flamenco. That's a little harder to sell than, for example, children's ballet classes. She's expanded to multiple locations, has a teacher training program, and consistently sends me pictures of her trips to Spain and of her working from the beach, what she calls her office today. If you have a small studio, this works. If everyone around you has low prices, this works even better. If you're in a rural or competitive area, this works really well. If you don't know if this can work for you, it just simply will. When I began teaching capoeira, this weird Brazilian art form, back in 1997, my studio wasn't very profitable, and I told myself all kinds of stories about why, unlike karate studios, I thought my own studio couldn't thrive. Despite feeling unprepared, I invested in myself and joined a local business group. Connecting with some successful martial arts school owners made me realize they weren't necessarily smarter, they weren't harder working, and they didn't have something more valuable than I did. I was determined to improve, so I invested in myself. I started learning from other successful business owners in other industries, and then actually applied what I learned to my own studio. I learned to follow the habits of only the successful people rather than listening to the mediocrity of the masses. Basically, I stopped justifying my own lack of success with compelling stories that I was telling myself. And that led to more profitable clients that were more committed. That meant I could spend more time with my family and doing what I love to do. I could also create real jobs for my staff members. And that's why I've been able to build a business that runs without me, and I believe you can too. Now, this is the absolutely best time of year to be implementing. The back to school momentum holds until about the end of October, and if we can get this started by then, we're golden. Now, let me tell you just a little bit about Lynn. She has had a studio for more than 50 years. When she started working with us, she doubled her average student value. Imagine for a second if your studio suddenly made twice as much money. Not only that, but she's paid off her building, we've opened a second location, and she has some real value to pass on to her daughters rather than leaving them a burden as a legacy. Mary's a lifetime dancer. COVID all but ended her studio as she was using the local schools to teach classes. She's been working with our program and just got back from a trip to Greece last week. Her studio funded it all. Her studio not only ran without her, but she enrolled new students while she was gone. By the way, her average student value is just under $3,000, so she made almost $10,000 while she was out of the country. She's so excited about her profitable studio running without her that she just told me she's ready for the rest of the world. Can't wait to see where she goes next. Jenna's studio is in a very rural area. She was doing little princess ballerina birthday parties to help make ends meet. She's moved out of the rec center where she was teaching, has her own facility, has other studio owners now reaching out to her to learn how she's doing it all, and still has time to raise her family, spending time with her little children. She's told me several times that it's important to her to not have this business simply take over her life. The reason I'm doing this is I know how it feels to know you're having a massive impact on your community, and I know the impact on my life from those who taught me, who frankly never had two nickels to rub together. I also understand how important the arts are in thriving communities. When I think of the places I like to travel to and the places I'd like to live, they all have great arts communities. And it's not just about having a wheelbarrow full of money, though I think that's important as well. It's about being able to serve the people in your community. Let's be real. How many people are slipping through your fingers that you can't have an impact on? How much of an impact has what you teach had on your own life? The question to ask yourself is this: will things just get better on their own? Is there anything in life that works that way? We need to step up and make the changes ourselves. No one is coming to save our businesses, it is up to us. So, how can I help? Well, my team and I have set aside some time this week to speak with you personally and talk about how this could work for your dance studio starting today. All you need to do is complete the form below and join the hundreds of other studios already achieving massive results. I can't wait to learn more about you and your studio and your goals and to help you get some massive, massive results.